Okay, so welcome back, guys, and here we are, the long-awaited Cambelt episode. I've been putting it off for a while, doing other things, as you know. Been working on the red rolls, the black rolls, the Lotus. I've been over to America, so finally I booked a week off, and I want to dry ice clean this engine bay. So Jim has kindly come down. The guys from Avro Pro, remember them from an earlier episode? They did the Rolls-Royce, of course. And I just thought before I start the job and get going, it'd be nice if I got a nice clean working space, a nice clean engine bay so I'm not covered in oil and I can see what I'm working on. And it'll just make the job much easier. And of course, when it's all back together again, it'll look nice. I mean, the body's nice and clean, as you know. I mean, I may call the guys back to do the underneath of the car, but that's at a later stage. So what do you think, Jim? Good to see you again.
Yeah,
anyway.
You too, mate. Yeah, happy to be here.
So what do you think today?
Yeah, mate, it doesn't look too bad. Like we said, it was in really good condition for its age. It's just dirty, so we're getting nice and cleaned up for you, so you've got a good space to work in going forward.
I think the car was a well-maintained car. Well, I know it's a well-maintained car. The guy was 95. He didn't believe in washing his car.
Yeah.
You know, there was mud literally that thick all down the sills and under the wheel arches and that, but it hasn't really suffered because of it. You know, there's been a few little scabby bits I've had to do, but yeah, it's been well serviced by Porsche or Porsche specialists.
Right.
So everything's in the right place. It's just, as you say, looking a bit scuzzy.
Yeah, that's it. It's in good condition. Just needs a bit of a clean up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We'll get it good.
All right. Well, look, good to see you again.
You too, mate.
I'll let you guys do your magic.
Thanks very much.
You know, I can't sing the praises of Avro Pro enough. You know, for me, this beats the old method of steam cleaning an engine and giving you moisture in your electrics and causing no end of problems. They can do it at the shop, or they can simply turn up with the machine, the generator, and do it on your driveway with no fuss. And in my mind, it's a much gentler and safer way of cleaning your beloved classic. And it's even gentle enough to clean oil and dirt off your paintwork without damaging it. So from this to this. After just half an hour's work, this is the result. Not only much cleaner in appearance, but also a much cleaner and accessible area to work in. There's nothing worse than getting covered in oil and grime and bolts to undo that you can't even see because of all the grease and dirt. Anyway, with that done, as always, let's get stuck in. So it's out with the coolant. Oof. Off with the belts. And as you can see here, these are well past the sell-by date. Remove the alternator, which weighs a ton. Disconnect the fans, out with the cowl, and off with them distributor caps. So we've got a little bit further on here. My mate John's joined us. Two heads are better than one, as they say.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked on these before, John?
It was a long time ago, yeah. Mid-80s, late 80s, probably even into the 90s. But yeah, S2 version, not this fancy GT one.
Fancy, just more work, innit? And we thought it was best not to undo all the ignition leads and
You just create more problems, don't you?
Just lift them out the way carefully, and we've just cable tied them so we've got access.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just to lock the engine up now and
Yeah,
start
I've got the
doing
little tool there. Take these covers off, and then when it's all stripped out, we'll do the timing, lock the timing up, and yeah. A bit involved, but getting
It's
there.
all right, bit at a time. We'll get there.
Yeah. I think it's a good job we got it all dry iced, because you know,
It's
we're
made
not
a
covered in
difference.
crap, are
God,
we?
it's a lot cleaner than it was.
Yeah. Let's crack on.
All right.
Let's have a look. Now, I don't know about you, John, but to me, it looks like a brand new belt.
That looks like brand new to me too. That hasn't got any run marks. See the little domes there? There's no fatigue on those arms.
Brand new, isn't it?
No.
You know, the thing is, right, I had to do this because there's no paperwork to show it's being done. Even though Tom, the old owner, was very meticulous with his servicing and the maintenance of the car, there was no pieces of paper to show that it's being done. So I couldn't really take that chance, you know. And I looked down the peepholes, it looked good, but you can't
see the backside
chance.
of it, can you? You can see the top, but you can't see the backside. So,
now, what do you think if we rotate the engine a couple of times and see if there's any markings or dates, whatever?
We'll see the part number and how clear the painting of the number is on the belt.
Yeah.
And we'll take it from there.
That should give us a good indication, shouldn't it?
Anything?
No, I can't see any. Compression's great, I was going to say.
There we go.
157 belt.
It's a Porsche.
Yeah.
The number is as clear as anything, isn't it?
And that's a brand new belt, isn't it?
It's brand new.
He did use the car, but I don't think he did big miles, but he did a lot of short distances in it, which you would have thought would have put a bit of wear on the belt.
Look how clear those numbers are.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Porsche belt. That's brand new, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted to see, really.
Well, is it?
Well, yeah,
Going to all this trouble and buying all the kit.
I know, but look at the inside of that belt. It is brand new.
Yeah.
I know you said that the history didn't show anything.
Yeah.
But the fact it's a Porsche belt means it's been done by Porsche.
Yeah, I know. And it's got history being, well, it's got the book stamped Porsche Chester. It was serviced there on the button, as well as specialists after that.
Right.
I'm just thinking...
I think you saved yourself a lot of grief and a lot of work.
Yeah, but it's peace of mind, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You've got to be best to be safe than
100%.
sorry. I've heard so many horror stories about these going on driveways and everything, you know, if you're lucky. But why haven't Porsche Chester got any records of the Cambelt being done when it's being serviced there? Because as far as I know, it hasn't been serviced anywhere else at a Porsche dealership, just Porsche Chester, which is near where he lived, you know.
Well, maybe you just got the wrong guy on the day and he wasn't bothered about
Yeah,
giving
but
you
they
the
should
info.
always keep records.
They should, yeah.
You know, a little slip of the pen or, you know, it causes all this havoc. And they haven't even got any leaks to sort out.
No oil
Got
leaks.
all the oil seals. And...
Dry as a bone.
Yeah.
That's a result, that, mate.
Yeah. Well done. Well done, both of us. So, we've had a good look at this, as we explained before. The belt is literally like brand new. I'm absolutely certain these are being replaced. The cogs as well. At Porsche, again. Why there's no paperwork to say that, I don't know. Also, as we've explained, it's a Porsche belt. The tension's absolutely perfect. There's not a single leak that we can see in the front of the engine, which is unusual, which probably proves that the water pump's been done and the tension has been rebuilt as well. So we're just going to clean everything up and put it all back together again. And I'm confident that it's been done and I've got nothing to worry about. Right, get stuck in. So you used to work at Mercedes as well, didn't you, for a while?
Yeah, that was me. Apprenticeship was down there, yeah.
What was, you told me a story about Del Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he deliver his car one time?
No, it came in. Do you know, I can't remember what it came in for, but it was a 600 Pullman.
Oh,
he was on tour in the UK.
Yeah.
So this would have been, what, 74-ish, 75 maybe?
Yeah.
Big star in the day, obviously.
That's a late one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they stopped making them. Was it?
Well, I don't know whether he had
81?
it shipped over, Gary. You know, it came with him on the tour. whatever. But what a car. Only thing is...
And it was right-hand drive, yeah.
Do you know what? I can't remember.
Do you know, I think most of them, most of the right-hand drives actually went to Australia.
Oh, right.
Which is a weird little factoid, isn't it?
Well, I wonder... You didn't... Well, I wouldn't have thought there was the demand for them down there. But...
No, but there obviously was.
Because they were big bucks, weren't they? They were silly money.
Yeah.
There we go. That's on there. That's that one. That's that.
Didn't you used to work on race cars as well?
Yeah, I used to work on a special saloon for a Liverpool lad. He was a hairdresser in Smithdown Road, but his passion was racing cars. And
Yeah, I'll get that.
when I first met him, he had a modified Mark I Escort with a race engine in it. Then we progressed to a space frame.
So you used to do all the mechanics for
Yeah,
him?
yeah.
You weren't like a co-driver or anything?
No. We had long nights before the weekends, as you can imagine. And then, driving down on a Friday night to a circuit, Brands Hatch or Donington, Thruxton, wherever.
We'll have to be careful, John, not to over tighten these. I've got a little bite torque wrench there, so we can set it on like 7 or 6 even. These shouldn't be tight.
These aren't going to be tight, mate. No, they're just getting a nip.
So, did you meet Del Shannon?
No, didn't meet him. His driver picked the car up.
Oh wow!
But yeah, it was a lovely, lovely beast. It's the first time we've ever seen a 600 in the dealership.
Yeah.
A rare car back in the day.
Yeah.
So we've done that oil level sensor seal.
Yeah, reseal that, which could have been
A little. It's only a weep, wasn't it? But it's worth doing it.
And we noticed as well there was it was overfilled, wasn't it?
Yeah, by some margin now.
Yeah. By say a litre and a half.
Probably even more.
Maybe Tom's just forgotten and thought, I need to top my oil.
Yeah,
up.
I'll top it up again.
Then
Just
the next day, I
Oh,
think I need to top my oil up. Then the next day, I think I'll have another go at that oil.
top it up again.
Yeah.
Okay, we're ready for the torque wrenches now.
Okie dokes.
I'll put that clip in.
What do you think, John? That's set on about that's 4, I think.
Yeah, that's plenty for that
Have a
size.
little go with that.
Yeah.
I mean, they were quite tough getting these off, weren't they?
They were, but you know, you've got heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're on a dial thing, aren't they, as well?
There's a.
That's it, yeah.
It's hardly anything, is it?
It's handy, that, isn't it? It's like a little bike one.
Yeah.
Just went to Halfords, I think, and it doesn't take much to snap them, does it?
No, I wouldn't.
don't think that's in properly.
Oh, it's in. I just threaded in, innit? Just give it.
Oh, it is now, I think. No, it looks at an angle, though. Oh, it's angle, though.
No. Okay. Do you want this?
It's a
Guided
slightly
in.
longer one.
Oh.
I think it's a slightly longer one, this. It's too short.
Right. Okay. Then in that case, it's this one. There we go. I'll put the long one in here.
It's only slightly longer.
Yeah. Well, you can see the threads for because these screw into the water pump.
Yeah.
That makes sense, that way. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's literally a few millimetres, isn't it?
Just
Couple of millimetres.
those two difference. So that drops in there. That one goes in there.
That's the one. Yeah. That looks like it's caught, yeah. Now for the wrench.
Yeah, we had some funny characters at the Mercedes dealership in Liverpool, as you can imagine.
Oh, there always is, isn't there?
From
In every walk of life,
From
every
comedians.
business, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in Liverpool.
We had Ken Dodd,
Yeah.
Emlyn Hughes,
Yeah. Our captain.
Tommy Smith.
Yeah.
Ken Dodd had an Audi 100 Coupe. Do you remember them?
They were quick cars, the fastback.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad's mate Vic had one of them. Quick car.
Yeah. It's a lovely,
Struggled
lovely
when
car.
it was going slow.
Yeah. My uncle had one. He was you know when you have a favourite car?
Yeah.
He was a landlord in West Derby. And he always wanted an Audi, and that's what he ended up getting, an Audi.
Yeah.
But I think he ended up with the Audi 80s.
Yeah, I remember...
That's to come out, that's the dipstick tube.
Oh, of course
clip.
it is, yeah.
Just going to give him another dip.
Yeah,
there we go.
Gone.
That's it. I've got one down here, mate.
Yeah.
Under here.
I've got new ones of these to go on as well.
Oh,
with the
yeah.
trunk.
Yeah.
Should see the state of the ones I took off you.
Well, it'll make it quieter,
Yeah.
won't it? Because it's drawing air nearer the cabin, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that's probably why he took them off. So it was noisy,
Make it
like a
sound-
racing car, yeah. I think he was a little bit deaf, actually, Tom.
Oh, bless.
Because the rear wheel bearing's pretty noisy. And I'm sure he
he
would
would've
have got
heard
it done. He was very, anal about, doing the maintenance on it and that. So I just think he couldn't hear it,
Last one.
There it goes.
That's it.
Yeah, it's good.
There's not much in them, is there?
No.
Eh?
No. Really easy to strip, aren't
So that's our dipstick one.
they? Yeah.
They go to the bottom of the bracket that we've got tied up here. We're waiting on...
No, distributor caps.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of them. I'll just show the views, what they're like inside as well. You can see they're all kind of burns here,
Yeah, let me hold
scored. And the odd little crack. Yeah, so these are probably the originals that it left the factory with. So it's best to replace them. A little bit expensive, but it'll complete the job, I think.
Absolutely. That's it. That's it.
So whilst they're on order, I'm going to get on with fitting a new set of belts. Your adjusters are here, and it's just a case of winding it out till you got the desired tension. You've got 5 belts, they're all fitted in sequence, and you just take your time. There's another one here, same thing. Everything's loosened up to begin with. You fit your belt, you wind it out or in to get your desired tension, and then when you're done, you nip up this little nut here when you're happy. See? It seems okay. There's another one over here. Same premise. Make sure everything's loose to begin with, slip your belt over, and then go about putting the tension in. When you're happy, nip this nut up and this one, and you're done. You move on to the next one. Over this side, this one's a little bit different. It's on a slider, but it's the same thing really. You just undo everything, slip your belt over, get the right tension. When you're happy, tighten this nut up. As I say, it looks more complicated than it is. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple. Just make sure all your belts are fitted in the correct sequence. Otherwise, you'll have to take them off and start again. One here, and another one here by the alternator. When you're happy, just nip them all up. Don't over tighten, just nip them up. Now I always allow a little bit of settling in time, so after a few hundred miles, just recheck your tensions. There you go. With that done, all in good time, the distributor caps arrive. So strip the old casing off, which is in 2 parts. Look how burnt that is. This is what it should look like. Slide them over. Put the cover back on. That's the way it goes. Good clean up. Looks right. John arrives with the new rotor arms, and it's on with them. As you know, it's always a good idea to replace the rotor along with the distributor cap because they burn out together. What do you think about these, John? I mean, you know, I think originally they were Beru or Bosch.
Yeah.
Have you? I mean, are you snobby about what
parts.
make, what the manufacturer is? Because I know sometimes when, like years ago when I used to work on the Mercs, you put like a Bosch one next to an Intermotor, saying, and there'd be slight little changes or discrepancy,
absolutely.
or it wouldn't be quite, you know, exactly the same.
You know, the counterbalances on the rotor arms would be different sizes and, you know, just made slightly different. And you're thinking, why have they done it that way?
I mean,
or something simple like these had the centre connection is on a little spring, isn't it?
Yeah.
Popping out.
Like a little carbon thing.
Well, I've seen them where they make that spring hard and put the spring on the rotor arm for exactly the same.
Really?
Yeah. Like a bimetallic spring just pushing up. You think, well, why have they done that? You know, it's not following the same rules of the original manufacturer.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's weird though.
You could get, you know, differences in timing if they're out by a little bit. Or...
I replaced a set of glow plugs on an E-Class I had, and you know, it was a diesel, and you know, the curly light came on, and it, you know, that's normally to say that your plugs need changing. But it changed them, and I went for Bosch, which were more expensive. I'm not a big fan of Bosch, I have to say. You know, in the old straight sixes, the spark plugs, I just thought they were terrible. But I thought maybe glow plugs wouldn't be the same. So I replaced, and the ones that were in there from the factory were Beru.
Oh, right,
which were half the price.
That's strange, isn't it?
I promise you, John, the car didn't run right with the Bosch. It just didn't run the same.
No. But, yeah, well, I suppose that's... The design of the original manufacturer wanted it to have a certain resistance or something.
Yeah. So when you worked at Mercedes, you served your time there, yeah?
Yeah.
And what were you working on then? What type of cars? It would have been, what year was this?
A Pagoda like the one you had.
Get out of it.
Yeah. That was a good one, because I got lent, during my apprenticeship, I got lent to the body shop. Because the apprentice in the body shop had gone on holiday.
Yeah.
And there was a crash damage 230. He said, this'll test you, see how good you are. We had to put a new bonnet on the car.
Yeah.
And the bonnet comes oversized. And
It does, and you have to trim it down, yeah?
You have to file it to fit.
Yeah.
It's like, don't go too hard.
I've known people to weld them all the way around and then cut
refile
the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that was...
there was a guy called, speaking about the pagodas, there was a guy called John Belias.
Right.
And he was a Greek who did his national service.
Yeah.
And
See if I can get that from
he was so fantastic at mechanics, they were just blown away by him, that when he finished his national service, they said to him, we'll send you anywhere you want to go in the world to carry on your training. And he said, I want to go to Stuttgart and build the SLs. Within 3 months, he had his own office and was chief troubleshooter. And he stayed there for a couple of years. That's how good he was. Now, he set up a garage by Shepperton Studios in London. And he was a fabulous guy, you know, like, oh, Gary! It's like, you know, he always had a rollie. His hair was yellow with the tobacco, but what a guy didn't know. Yeah, he was fantastic, and sadly, he's no longer with us.
Oh.
I think the story was he passed away in his sleep, and within a few weeks, one of his mechanics who'd been working for him for like 20 years had cleared the garage out and sold them all.
Oh,
for everything, all the engines, all the parts. Literally millions of pounds worth for buttons, and disappeared, and he never saw them again.
Wow.
That's loyalty for you, eh?
Oh,
yeah, but what a guy.
Shame.
John Belias, he was a lovely man.
There we go. We are good to go. Right.
Well, thanks, John. It's nice to have a bit of company for a change. And we had some nice stories there. And it's good to have someone who's good on the spanners too. I'm happy with that. Let's get it back together. In with the cowling. Connect up the fans. Now some of these cars take blue coolant, some take green, and others take pink. Now I know it looked green in the tub, but it was actually pink what was coming out. So I've just replaced the correct specification coolant for the pink colour for this car. Keep checking the levels as I run it up to temperature. When it's warmed up, change that oil. Oof. I fill the filter with oil, a little rub around the top, and in it goes. Okay guys, so you know I mentioned I had to do the front shock absorber on the Porsche. Now I think you remember I originally fitted a grey shock, but I've decided to change my mind. I'm going to go for the red coney ones, which this car should have, and I think I'll go for the full set and do the front and the rear. and do all the underneath, get it dry iced, all the rest of it. But anyway, seeing as I'm doing the springs and the shocks on this, and I'm then going to move on to the Lotus and do the same with that, I just thought it was best to invest in one of these. I got it from Machine Mart. Now, Machine Mart is like my guilty pleasure. I absolutely love on a day off just going down there, looking around, the machinery, the tools they've got. I mean, it's, you'll know yourself, it's like Christmas. So I like to be kitted out, and above all, I like to be safe. And I think because I'm doing all these jobs, it's the sensible thing to get one of these. And I'm made up with it. You literally just put your spring and your shock in there, you close it up, you pump it up, and then when you're finished, you just let it down. There's also a cage, like a kind of a safety cage that goes around here, just in case you have a little bit of an accident and you don't lose your head. So yeah, I just think this is the way forward, rather than pissing about with them tiny little spring compressors and waiting for them to go off like a bomb. I think this is the way forward. So yeah, it's a nice addition to my garage, and I'm glad I bought it, and it's going to make my job so much easier. Yep. Basically yesterday I had a bit of a panic on, because I remembered that Tom didn't have these, they're like a kind of air trunking that goes either side of the engine. He'd removed them for some reason, but I think they should be fitted. I think it's to do with air in the cabin, and sometimes it can affect your engine management and all the rest of it, I'm told. Anyway, I called a company called Design 911, which I haven't dealt with before, but I have to say they were really helpful, really quick. And considering I only ordered them yesterday afternoon, they arrived today, like I think it was 11 o'clock this morning. So I'll just show you what they are. There you go. So these basically fit either side of the engine. And see this hole on the top? That goes underneath. Yeah, I'll show you. So one goes this side as well. And see the peephole for the cam belt? That's where the hole in the pipe fits onto. It fits at the front here, fits at the back, and then slide it underneath, connect it at the back, and that little hole fits over the peephole for the cam belt, as I said before. Just clips on, and you're done. And there's your fresh air going into your cabin. And there she is. So there's just a few things left to do. Get it out, get it MOT'd, get it taxed, get the wheels aligned, and pick up a speeding ticket, which it did, by the way, on the first hour of getting it out. All the fun and games. So here we are, guys, on the car's maiden voyage since I bought it. So it's all MOT'd and taxed and insured and all the rest of it. And I thought as a little treat, I'd give it a little drive out to the Cotswolds, because I've been invited down to, it's a place called a Classic Motor Hub in Gloucestershire. And the guys of Tribal Porsche have invited me down for a bit of a drive, a bit of a meet, a bit of pizza, drink, a bit of fun. And I mean, look at these perfect roads for a Grand Tourer. It's absolutely fabulous. It's a nice day. What could be better? What a beautiful place this is. These are the perfect roads for this car to be on. And there she is, nestled in amongst the tribal group, the most eclectic mix of Porsches, people who've travelled from all over the country to be here. And look at this. Well, this was an added bonus. Wow. Some of the rarest and most expensive cars you could ever wish to see. And all for sale, for a pretty price. A stunning drive through the Cotswolds in convoy. Beautiful weather and a lovely day rounded off with a lovely meal at the Feathered Nest with some great hospitality from Martin Bolden and the tribal group. So from the sunny picturesque villages of the Cotswolds to the pissing down rain of Southport by the Sea for yet another chance to display the Porsche at this year's Classic and Speed Show. I was also honoured to be asked to judge and hand out prizes to some worthy winners.
The winner is Car 84.
And the weekend was rounded off with a special black tie charity dinner, hosted by Mike Ashcroft and Aintree Circuit Club in aid of the Round Table Southport Appeal, supporting the victims of the recent tragedies in Southport.
Thank you.
So after its 600-mile round trip, the 928 GT was back in the game. Thank you for watching this episode of Classic Obsession. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And see you all next time.